evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 12th annual Culpeper Air Fest. Just heard Art Nalls start up the L-39 Albatros and then be back to God. Going to tell you a little bit about Art Nalls. He's going to be back later by the ski area. That was the meeting of David Virginia and Tom Reed. So Art is a natural in naval aviation. He spent a career in the Marine Corps, one of the very first pilots to fly the Harrier, and he's got a lot of interesting background, and we'll talk to you about that when he comes up with the Harrier. But today, he's out there in the L-39, and he's going to be performing and showing you what the capabilities of that airplane are. The L-39 first flew on 4 November 1968. It's a widely flown trainer and light attack aircraft. The design is a Czechoslovakian design. Its operational G-force limits are 8 Gs to minus 4 Gs. The basic trainer is not armed, but it has 2 underwing pylons for drop tanks. So it can actually be used in some instances to do some combat work. For those of you that aren't used to it, when you talk about 8 Gs and minus 4 Gs in the cockpit, that's 8 times the weight of your body as you are pulling those Gs. The L-39 Albatros is a high-performance jet training aircraft developed in Czechoslovakia to meet the requirements for trainers. First turbofan-powered trainer ever produced. And performing for you today, Art Nalls is probably one of the finest pilots flying that aircraft. As a Marine Corps pilot, is a designated naval aviator. We again are celebrating the 100-year anniversary of naval aviation, and we're pleased to have Art with us back in Culpeper today and help us celebrate the 100th anniversary of naval aviation. For those of you that don't know, becoming a naval aviator, and very similar to the Air Force, is about a 2-year process just to get the basic golden wings on your chest. Some of the folks today will be sporting those in deference to into naval aviation, so you'll see those guys out there wearing the shirts today. Here comes Art from the left in a photo pass, so get your cameras ready, because as Art comes by, this is an excellent opportunity at low speed, flyby, where he's going to give you a plan form of the aircraft, and he's coming across left to right about a speed of 250 knots. Begins to add the throttle. The aircraft is for a jet transition is a fairly easy aircraft to fly compared to some of the more sophisticated ones. And you see Art up there maneuvering the aircraft and making it look very, very easy. As he comes by, you're going to watch Art do an aileron roll. And so what he'll do is line the aircraft up on the runway, pick his speed, raise the nose slightly, there it goes, and now there comes the aileron roll. There's his turn away. While he's turning away, you talk like you know something about naval aviation. What do you know about naval aviation? Well, I've been involved with all these guys in naval aviation for a very long time, and I feel very fortunate in my career to have 27 years of involvement in naval aviation and having flown aircraft like this, from the F-14 and F-18, A-4s, Israeli computers, and a host of others, including training. So I'm very thankful for that, John. And everybody thought you were just an administrator, huh? Well, I am now. And as Art comes back from the left side, ladies and gentlemen, he's going to pick up speed in the airplane. He's got about a 30-degree nose down on the aircraft. He's now going to do the half Cuban 8, unless he gets confused and doesn't know. So here it comes. He's going to pitch up the airplane at its optimal speed. He's going to come halfway around the circle, keeping the airplane absolutely lined up with the show line. Doing what a good fighter pilot does, taking us all up into the sun so we can't see him, and then he's going to come back out of us out of the sun. Now watch him roll around. That's a half Cuban 8, ladies and gentlemen. Art's been very fortunate to fly quite a number of airplanes in his career. He was also a test pilot, and he's flown pretty much every airplane you see here on the field in one fashion or another. He makes it look easy, doesn't he?
Frank, it looks like he's doing a whole tube in each thing. He did the other
hand. Two up put together, I guess, John. That's the way to go. It makes it sound like he doesn't even have any power on the airplane, doesn't he?
Doesn't sound like it.
It's not much bigger than one of those models you guys were flying out there earlier. Probably a little more expensive to fly, though.
Bringing a whole lot more fuel, I guarantee you.
Yeah. A lot more fun, though, I think.
Yeah. What are we doing now?
Here comes Art back around from the right now. You guys want to stop that TBM there, please? Looks like a nice little barrel roll coming out the other side here. Art's a very smooth pilot.
I guess you got to be to fly that area, right?
Yeah, you know, the other thing too is that John, he was a test pilot for a very long time, and those guys are pretty much by the numbers when they do those tests. They get out there and explore the envelope of those aircraft so that when those of us fly, and you know, we know exactly where that envelope is.
Here it comes left to right.
The other good thing they do for us is when they find out what the envelope really is, they tell us it's about 25% of that.
Looks like a 4-pack order. There's number 3. There's number 4. I really see it going too fast, but the sound's still a good way. Wait till they cranks it up. You want to crank it up later, ain't you, Frank?
Yes, you do. Yeah, I have been in the movie Top Gun running through my head right now with that music. Thank you, Billy. We appreciate the music, buddy. Okay, here he comes again. Watch how he just does a really smooth 8-point roll, looks like. Okay, perfect roll.
Together with a big hump of there you see him towed out from the left. It's a Roman TBM, Roman design TBM. It's actually manufactured by General Motors. And it's coming in the folded wing condition. When we get set, he's going to unfold the wings and then take off.
Comes right back again from the left. He's going to do a slow roll to the left, away from the crowd. The smoke is on. Right up about 100 feet above the runway, pitching the nose up. A nice slow roll away from the crowd. Ended up 90 degrees off the shoreline. Back to
Frank, it looks like you wish that you were in that cockpit, right?
I do. He's coming up now to do a 4-point roll. One of the wonderful things about it is that guys like Art and several of these folks that are out here today really take the time and trouble to preserve these aircraft and show them to crowds so that we can have air shows like this and enjoy what America allows us to enjoy. Yes, I'm thinking I'm going to run out back. One thing you got to know about the airplane is that this airplane doesn't have any really hydraulic assist to it, and so unlike some of the more sophisticated airplanes that we fly in careers like we've had, this one doesn't have quite the roll rate, and it takes a lot of stick force really to get that airplane to roll. Art and I talked about that yesterday. I was very surprised to hear how much stick force he actually has to put into it to make the airplane do that. So it's strenuous on the pilot as well. Aileron roll to inverted, coming from the left. The key here is to always know whether you're upside down or not. And Art seems to have a good handle on it. Okay, he's popping it up now. He's going to do the aileron roll, and then when he gets out the other side, Art is going to put the landing gear down and come in for a landing. Art looks like he's in perfect form here today, as he usually is. He spends a lot of time perfecting his art and what he does here for us at this Air Fest. Art for art.
Frank, the TBM out there is very special, and we're going to have a fella come over from that airplane and talk to us about it and why it's being flown today. If he doesn't make it over.
Okay, there goes Art on the pitch up. So what he's going to do is he's bringing the gear down now as he rolls. You see the little wheels there, which we all like to see before we land. Otherwise, it takes a lot of power to get the airplane back into the hangar area. Gear's down, and Art's happy. He's got 3 in the green. That's always a good sign for anybody that's out there flying airplanes. Art's doing a very short, sort of circular pattern. It looks very much like what we use when we fly aboard an aircraft carrier. And on an aircraft carrier, we land one airplane every 45 seconds. Usually about 20 to 35 airplanes in recovery. So it's quite a sophisticated way of doing business. And Art's demonstrating to you there the pattern that we use to enable pilots to get back aboard the aircraft carrier as quickly as possible. Nice smooth landing. Usually on the carrier you stop at a lot shorter distance, but your neck hurts more. Y'all wave your handkerchief. Everybody wave. Art Nalls, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Art, for a great display. Yeah, stop it right in the middle. I think he thinks he's in a hurry. He never misses an opportunity to throw his box at us. I don't think you'll be able to hear us talk while the L-39 is coming in, so we'll be quiet for a little while.